Hey guys, so today is February 8, 2012, and after I just released my Yamaha MM6 review, I would like to do another review. This time is the Akai XR20 drum machine, which I have already a few months, and for me this machine doesn't have secrets already, and I'm really happy with her, so I would like to show you this product. So first, few general words, introduction for Akai XR20. So this is a drum machine released in 2008 with over 700 sounds and 100 preset patterns and 100 user patterns, 32 voice polyphony instrument. I will talk about this a little bit later in detail. So as you can see, it looks very much like the famous MPC drum machines and samplers, but unfortunately this is not a sampler, which is fine for me because when I got it I really wanted a rompler, and this is exactly what XR20 is. XR20 is a rompler, something like a light version of the MPC 500, and so it contains onboard samples, and the other thing is that the price is of course significantly lower. As you know from my previously released reviews, the most important thing, one of the most important things for me is the back panel of a musical instrument, because I'm really interested in the connectivity and what can we connect with it and how we can use it. So first, as you can see here, this is a Kensington lock, which if you never used one is like a little cable, that a metal cable that you can connect here, and basically the other part you connect to let's say the table, and basically this serves like steel protection, so nobody can lift your instrument off the table. You can see such lock on some laptops also. The next thing that we have here is the volume knob. Then we have auxiliary output, so you can connect additional things like speaker or something else here. Then the main outputs, left and right, headphone output, microphone input, but I don't really recommend you to use this. If you have a mixer, then better connect your microphone to the mixer. Of course, if you don't have one, then this is a solution that you can use. So very important here, we have two MIDI ports, MIDI in and MIDI out. Also the MIDI out can be set as MIDI through, but this is something that you set in the settings of the instrument. Then we have foot switch inputs. I will not discuss this personally, I'm not using any foot switches, so I cannot talk very much about this, except that you can set the functions of this in the settings, I think. Then the power input, and finally the power button. Speaking of power, there are two ways to run XR20. So first is on batteries. So you need 6 AA batteries, which is really cool because the instrument itself is very lightweight, and you can take it wherever you want with you. It fits perfectly in a backpack, so you really can carry this machine anywhere. The only thing that you will need is a pair of headphones and the batteries, and you're ready to go. You can be in the subway, you can be in the park, you can be at school, really any place. The other thing is that you can use the power adapter, which comes with XR20 itself, Oh, by the way, if you missed my unboxing video, you can see it. I did an unboxing video for Akai XR20. Few words about the controls. So XR20 is one extremely easy to use machine. Basically, I never met any other machine which is so easy to be used, and it's really quickly to learn how to use this machine. So if you need a sampler but you can't afford one, or you need a drum machine and you don't really need a sampler, this is something that I recommend you. Speaking of choices, because I just mentioned it, just before I talk about the controls of XR20, I need to mention that there are few drum machines right now on the market which are very alike. So one is Akai XR20, the other is Alesis SR18, which is really similar to XR20. I've seen SR18 and I can say they are absolutely the same, except the control layout, and except that this is made from Akai, the other is made from Alesis. There are two other drum machines which are similar even to these two. So one is Alesis SR16 and Ion IDM02, which is similar to Alesis SR16. So what is the connection between Akai, Alesis and Ion? The connection is that they are owned by the same company. That's why you may encounter Akai products and Alesis products which look very alike. So now let's talk about the controls. As I said, Akai XR20 is one really easy to use machine. Basically we have few blocks of controls here. So on the panel, of course, first is the screen that you will be looking at. The screen itself is split into several blocks, where this would be the place that you will be mainly looking at. We have the jog dial, which serves for navigation in the menus. We have increment and decrement button, which serves the same as the jog dial, rotation clockwise or counterclockwise. We have page left and right buttons. This serves also for menu navigation. We have numbers for a dial pad with numbers for different inputs. We have the some main very important function buttons here. By the way, everything, as you can see, is very well labeled, so you don't really need to read the menu in the beginning. Then, of course, the main part of the machine are the 12 pads. So they differ a little bit from the pads that MPC came with. So these are really soft pads. You can, if you never used MPC, you feel really comfortable with this. This is one important reason why I got this, because in the beginning it was more hard for me to hit the pads of the MPC when I tested this in the Long & McQuaid store. So I got attracted first to XR20 because of the pads, just because the feeling is much more comfortable for a person who never used MPC before. Of course, as I said, and I will say it in details later, I have another reason to buy the XR20, and this is because in the beginning I never intended to try finger drumming, and I never intended to use a sampler. And by the way, I have a groove box, so it was not important for me to have another sampler. Right now I'm really hooked to finger drumming, so probably I will try to get another sampler later. Okay, then to continue. Here we have another pair of buttons, and these are also for navigation. As you can see, you can switch different type of things here. Two big buttons here. One is the tap tempo and not repeat. What is the not repeat for? So if you press and hold not repeat and any of the pads, for example, if this is a snare pad, what this will produce is a drum fill. We have A and B buttons and fill button. This is because every pattern is split into two parts, so you have like variation A and B of every pattern, and you can press this button to invoke the drum fill. I will discuss in more detail this later. And you have a mute button, so if you hold this and you press any of this, you will mute the corresponding part. I will demonstrate this later. And finally, the most important and most basic buttons: stop, play and record. Play serves also as a pause. So much for the controls. We are ready to see this machine turned on. So now I will connect it to the power and we will see how it looks when it works.